Hey guys, it's Alex. Welcome back to Collection Neo and StatueForum. I'm back with another review, of course, and as you can probably see, this is a big one. Yes, it's another Prime 1 Studio masterpiece in the form of their ultimate master line, whatever they call it, statue. It's Guyver 3. Now, if you don't know, Guyver is one of my favourite animes, manga, for the last, 30 years, probably 25 years. And if you haven't watched my Guyver 1 review, go back and check that out. I delve a bit more into the Guyver history and stuff like that before reviewing the statue, and then I also reviewed Guyver 0, which you can also find the review that I did of that. Just off the bat, if you are going to get into Guyver, read the manga. It's the best way to do it. Anime's okay, movies, don't bother unless you really want a good laugh. But what we're going to do, guys, as you can probably see here, this is a big old statue. We've got plenty of switch outs on the base, we've got some paperwork to go over. We're going to go over all those details in a moment. I can't get in to spin it, it's so big I've had to bring my camera right back. But do stick around, because at the end I will be throwing him back into the collection, showing him with the other two Guyvers and the rest of the Prime 1 PCs, just so you can see. This is actually the regular version. I didn't go for the ultimate. The ultimate version, like Guyver 1, had a switch out torso, which was a bust. Guyver 1 had the open Mega Smasher. This one had Guyver 3 with his arms closed. I didn't go for that because this was $1,000 anyway, whereas the Guyver 1 was $1,000 for the ultimate and $750 for the reg. This was $1,000 for the reg and $1,250 for the ultimate. Now, to be honest, on my Guyver 1, I never ever switched out the torso, and I've still got it displayed now as the regular, just with the extended high frequency swords. And the pose that you basically see Guyver 3 in now is the pose I wanted to display him in, and that's probably how he'll stay. So I didn't want to spend the extra $250. Now, the shipping on this guy to the UK was $285. It came in one box. It was 28 kilo, which is about 62 pounds. So it's a big boy, but shipping prices are getting expensive, guys. And chuck a load of import fees on top of that, the hobby's getting expensive. This is well over £1,000, which is soul crushing, but it's worth it in the end. These are the pieces that I will never ever sell, never think of selling, unless something really drastic happens in life. But these are like last ditch statues. These are the ones that will never go. And I always say, but Prime 1, every Prime 1 piece feels like that. So what we're going to do, guys, is get a little bit closer. We'll go over the paperwork that comes with him, and then we'll go over the base, work his way up. There's going to be a bit of freehand on this, guys, because there's no way my tripod will go high enough to get over 3 in. But don't worry, it'll be a bit of a shaky review, but it'll be fun. So stick around, I'll be right back. So we're back, guys, and we're right close up now to Greg Hall on the base here, but we're just going to go through what I got with the statue before we get into the nitty gritty. I got a Prime 1 2020 calendar. Hooray! That makes all the, the 240 quid shipping worth it. But yeah, very nice of them to include that. Actually, we of course get our instruction sheet, which is one big sheet. So we've got all the pieces there. So we've got the base with Gregor's head, 2 arms, a load of girder pieces, 2 rock pieces. We've got 4 long high frequency blades. We've got 4 short, because Guyver 3 has 2 in each arm, of course. We've got the body, we've got the torso, and then we've got 4 switch out arms. Now we'll get into that in a bit, because I actually have 5 with mine, not 4. Lots of nice pictures how to put them together. Now his torso does come off, so I imagine you can buy the bust separately if the bust isn't all one piece, I'm not sure, and stick the bust on top of the statue. I think they did the same with Guyver 1, and that was possible. It could be switched over. And then on the other side, we've got a lovely pic of Guyver 3, and then we've got the actual box bits there, so you can see this arm is missing but is actually included with mine. So I'll go into that before we get into the statue. So this arm Basically, if you ordered the ultimate version, which came with the bust and the switch out torso, it also came with an extra arm, extra left arm, which was curled, but it wasn't supposed to come with the regular version. Mine has that arm. It's here. So that's Guyver 3's left arm in a curl, and I'll show you that because I'm going to switch them all out and go through them all for you guys. But I don't know if that's just me being lucky or it's standard for the regular, whether they changed it, I don't know. But that was one of the perks, apart from the bust obviously, of getting the ultimate version. So if you do get the ultimate version, you should get that arm and the bust, but the regular, I'm not so sure anymore. I don't know. Be interesting. I don't know anyone else who's got this yet. I've seen a couple of people post a few pics on the Prime 1 collectors group, which is fantastic. If anyone's into Prime 1, jump on over on Facebook and search Prime 1 collectors group. They're very, very nice over there. What we're going to do, we're just going to look at this one last piece of paperwork, which is a picture of Aptum, a Mega Blast, which I do have on order, and I do have the EX on order. It's the last Guyver piece I will be picking up. I am not picking up the Gigantics, but I really, really hope and I really, really pray that Prime 1 continue, because it's a brilliant line and there's so many more characters it could do. I really want to see Murakami on an Enzyme 2 base. I want to see Zectol with the rest of the Hyperzonoid Team 5 built into the base. I want to see Guyver 2, because why the fuck not? You've got 1, 2 and 0, 1, 3 and 0. I want to see Guyver. I want to see more Zorlords. There's plenty to do from Guyver that I would still buy. So yeah, hoping that Prime 1 continue, but if not, 3 Guyvers and an Aptum, that'd have to do. But we're gonna pause, guys, and we're gonna get right in the bottom of this base and work his way up, and there's a ton of details. This video is going to be pretty long. So we'll start off at the base. I did forget to say, guys, that the regular version that we're looking at here is limited to 300, and the exclusive version is limited to 250. So only 550 knocking about in total, and not a massive regular run, to be honest, but I don't think it's going to be super, for a popular character. I'd say Guyver 3 is as popular, if not more popular, than Guyver 1. I'm surprised the run's so low. So just start at the base, guys. As usual, we've got like the Guyver unit look, some nice silver, black wash, some nice highlighting, nice cracks and detail sculpted in. Really, really well done. I do like the uniformity of the bases. It runs across all the 3 that I've got. It even runs across Aptum, but Aptum's is all frozen due to the biofreezer in him. But yeah, the base is pretty standard fare. And when I say the base, I mean this part. It's the standard Guyver unit, because of course this base is anything but standard when we move up to this guy. So when Guyver 3 was first teased, they also showed a teaser of Zerubbabeth, who's a Hyperzonoid. Now in the anime, in the original 12 OVA anime, Guyver 3 kills him straight away, and he's like a not a real Hyperzonoid, because then the Hyperzonoid Team 5 is introduced. But in the manga, he's around for a while, and he's a pretty tough, you know, he's a decent Hyperzonoid. He is a proper Hyperzonoid. But so everyone thought, well, Zerubbabeth has been previewed. He's going to be a base, not a base. He's going to be a statue, or oh yes, a base for Guyver 3, because it makes total sense that Guyver 3 would be standing above Zerubbabeth. Now, I must say, Zerubbabeth and any Hyperzonoid is huge. Gregol here is pretty big. Gregol's a strength type, and he's one of the first Zonoids you see, along with Ramateeth. He's obviously on Guyver 1's base. But I imagine Zerubbabeth would be huge. I mean, this is absolutely massive, guys. The base is a good, what, 15 inches by 15 inches, maybe a bit more of that rock. And the overall height's around 34 inches. He's just a bit bigger than Guyver 0. But man, the Gregol himself is just huge. You know, it's Hulk size. But, you know, Prime 1/1/4 pieces aren't 1/4, they're a bit bigger. Now, Agito Makishima, who is Guyver 3, he's not a tall guy, he's not a huge dude. I think he caps out at about 6 foot. So even with the armour on, he'd only be a bit bigger. The armour doesn't increase height that much. But Guyver 3 standing on this is around 24 inches, which is pushing to 1/3. All Prime 1/1/4s are oversized. Go and check out my Kanikuman reviews. Both of those are huge, especially Robin Mask. Robin Mask is like, if he was at 1/4, he'd be about 7'8" tall. So it works perfectly well with other Prime 1 anime pieces and 1/4 pieces in general. But be aware that this guy will absolutely dwarf any of your other 1/4 manga. So anyway, back to Gregol on the base. Now, what has happened to Gregol here, and I'm going to go a little bit freehand for you. So yeah, everyone was quite surprised when Gregol was shown as a Guyver 3 base, but I do really like it because no one's really going to buy an $800, $1,000, it'd probably be more because of the size of the Zornoids as a singular statue. But sticking Gregol and Ramateeth on the base is genius. It gives us a way to have those Zornoids and have them really excellently and really well done. You can see Gregol's face here is brilliantly done. I'll actually take that off. And the claws, like Ramateeth, are really, really well done. See them grabbing around this rock here. But my favourite part, and I think everyone's favourite part, is that Gregol has been blasted. He's been blasted hard. And that's a big hole right through. I can almost get my whole fist in there. Yes, I know. And it's like really gored up and a bit glossy. And there's even, I love the blood running down into the mechanics of the unit. It's so well done. Now, I'd probably say pressure cannon for that hole. Although I wouldn't be surprised if it's head beam as well. Head beam could do pretty big holes, but I'd say probably pressure cannon. It's brilliantly done, brilliantly executed. We'll see if we can get a view from the other side. I don't want to cover up too much light, guys, but there you go. You can see that hole right through. And all Gregol's body, really well done. The arms are separate pieces. His head is actually a separate piece as well. Tongues well painted. Details great. Really strong magnet. And actually the seam line on the head, because of the lines, is barely noticeable, which is great because, you know, that is literally the front of the statue pretty much. You know, that's the line there. Pretty much invisible. And then we might as well stay freehand, guys, and we'll move up Guyver 3 himself. Actually, let's go over the rest of the base first. We've just got these huge rock columns. All these are magnets, and they're all colour-coded, which is fantastic. There's 3 or 4 that go on this piece, and then there's 3 or 4 that go on that back piece. We'll spin around. These are huge pieces that just slot in. Big magnets. Not heavy, but solid. The whole thing overall weighs an absolute ton. Like I say, the package weight was 61 pounds, 62 pounds, about 28 kilo. So I imagine this is easily 20, 22. So you can see the other piece of rock with the girders sticking out. Now, one more round and then we'll start. Actually, let's work up Guyver 3's back for a start. Like I say, this is the pose for me. I love the W sort of shape. You know, it's so iconic. So when I saw this arms down pose, that was pretty much it for me for poses, to be fair. I couldn't think of a more suitable Guyver 3 pose. I will switch out the arms for you guys because the others do look good. Now the arms folded pose, which is the bust that comes with the Ultimate version, I really like it, but I just knew I wouldn't display it because I love the look of the high frequency swords being out. And I just I just know I wouldn't display it. And to be honest, the bust for the Guyver 1 has kind of got in the way. Not in the way, but it's like I don't really like things on the side of the displays. I know there's certain collectors who will, you know, they'll put like magazines and little bits of plasticky shit around them, and I think $1,000 statue doesn't need anything. Now, to be fair, it would be a $250 add-on bust, but I just didn't feel I needed it. The face is actually really well done. I'm just get out the light. All the sculpt. This is a sculpt I was most worried about. When I first saw previews of it, I didn't think it looked as good as it could. I am glad that they've gone for black, and it is black, and Guyver 3 is black. There's none of the purple shit here, as he's portrayed in the old OVAs. He is black. It might come out a little bit purple on camera, but he's definitely a dark blue, very, very dark blue, black, which is great. Like I say, I wasn't totally convinced by the sculpt at first, but I've grown to love it. I think he's a little bit big, but no, it's pretty much, I mean, you're not going to get better than this for a Guyver collectible, to be fair. You never are, and you know, you never will. So shall we run through some arms, guys, and show you what's what? I'll be right back with some arm switch outs for you. So I've just put the other two arms that come with the regular in. So that's the folded right arm and the outstretched left arm. Now I do like the outstretched left arm more than I thought I would. But without the, I think it looks good from there. Especially if you take in the whole statue, because you've actually got Gregor on the side as well. That's a perfectly good ultimate display, and you probably could display with the long blades, but I think it looks a bit strange with the long blades. I think this looks great. So like I say, with the regular you get 4 long blades and 4 short blades, because you've obviously got a pair for each arm. But like I say, for some reason I also got an extra pair of long high frequency swords, and I also got the extra left arm, which was only supposed to be with the bust, so I'll put that in for you now. So I've just put the long blades in as well. So his right arm is the one you would get with the regular, and the left arm is the one that you'd only usually get with the bust. I actually like this pose a lot. It looks really, really good, especially again from the side angle. But I will say it looks a bit too similar to Guyver 1, which is why I am happy with the 2 arms down. But it's nice to have some choices. And just to show you on the actual arms, let's grab one. They're all colour coded. Some do mix and match, some push away. And obviously the ends of the high frequency swords. And the magnets on the ends of the high frequency swords are super strong. And they do find themselves, you know, if you put 2 of them down even near each other, they'll suck into each other. Yeah, so guys, what else can I say? It's probably, you know, the only Guyver 3-piece that'll ever exist of this quality and this scale. It's a fucking tour de force. Gregor looks amazing on the base. It matches 0 and 1 perfectly. Guyver 3 looks amazing. He really does. You know, paints are immaculate. I've got no issues with it whatsoever. I'm happy with going for the reg. over the Ultimates. I think the busts are nice for people who want to get them, and I think it's nice that they're offered separately for people who don't have the space for the statues. But no, I'm just so happy with it. And like I say, that 2-arm down pose with both the high frequency swords out, it's just perfect. Absolutely perfect, guys. So as promised, I'm gonna try and pick him up and put him on display with the other two, and then we'll have a quick whip round of the other Prime 1 studio pieces, and then we'll say goodbye. So hang around for another minute, guys, and check him out with the other two. And here you go, guys, on display. The mighty Guyver 3. As you can see, he's just a little bit bigger than Guyver 1, but not quite as big as Guyver 0. Step back here so you can get them all in. I'm going to say that Guyver 0 is still my favourite. I just think the pose and the base is just phenomenal. And you can see Kong and Ultraman and Guts. A gap for someone. And there's Gamera and Robbie Mask and Suguru, Kinnikuman, and then we've got FRF, Saitama and Mugen. So yeah, I'm really happy with how these top shelves are going. Now all these across the top, so 0, 1, 3, Kong, Guts and Gamera will not fit down inside the Bestas, but Ultraman and both the Kinnikumans will. So they'll probably move down eventually, just so I can keep this top area to the top, to the big boys, to the big space, the guys who need space. Now Guts is originally supposed to go there where the Berserk poster is, but he's just way too deep. He's just way too deep. He just goes way back, that base does. So he is like centre position there now of Ultraman. I have got Ultraman 7 coming as well, because I fucking love that series. And if you haven't read the manga, or the anime is not great, but there is a season 2 coming, hopefully it's going to be better, but the manga is fucking amazing. It's like Guyver, so if you like that sort of stuff. But there you go, guys, Guyver 3. I was just looking at the post at the back, really. I should have them up the opposite side, shouldn't I? But yeah, thank you to Prime 1 for, Guyver was one of those, when I first got into statues 15, 18 years ago, when I bought that first Boeing bust, Guyver was the thing that I just wanted, and it's took 18, 20 years, but damn, if it's going to be done, hey, do it fucking right. And Prime 1 have done it very, very much right. Yeah, nothing else to say really, guys. Guyver 3. If you're a Guyver fan, you've got the space, you've got the money. All 3 are out. Pick them up, guys. Pick them up. I can't think of a better way to drop $3,000. I really can't. It's great. I don't know what's coming up next to review, guys. You'll just have to wait and see. Everything's slowed down a bit. I know Gurren Lagann from Prime 1 is also getting there, so maybe that'll be next, but who knows. We never know what comes in between. But thanks for watching, guys. I know this has been a bit of a long one, but I think he was worth it. And I will do a full collection tour eventually, but I thought, we'd just concentrate on Prime 1 here, because they are the biggest amount I have in my collection now, and they're definitely 100% my favourite pieces. So yeah, see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.